the auditor, and he suggested we go up on our rates for water and sewer. I've given you a sheet that shows increased rates. It's not a large increase. I did not increase anything in the base fees. They're all the same. Went up some in the over usage, the amount of usage they actually use rather than a base fee. And as you see, sometimes it wasn't as much as 5%, sometimes it was less. But I tried to keep it consistent. And so in the budget forecast, I have added the approximately 5% increase to water and sewer. Tap fees, there, I left them pretty constant because, like I said, it started picking up again, so we may be all right in that area. Miscellaneous, that's just if we sell any old used meters or anything, or it's just a catch-all for anything I don't have another revenue line for. The penalties, that's the late charge we charge for water bills that are paid after the penalty date. Transfers fees, that's a fee we charge for transferring a water account from one residence to another. Miscellaneous water, that's the water we sell like to county or county residents who just come down on weekends and need a 500 or so gallons of water for the weekend. Water samples, these are samples. We charge $20 to go out in the county and collect a water sample for somebody who needs it for their closing on their house. Then reconnect fees, that's people who have not paid by the cutoff day and we have to cut them off. We charge them $75 to have it turned back on. And as you see, it's gone down over the years, gone up over the years, so we're not teaching them anything by charging a reconnect fee, but it takes for the guys time to go back and turn them back on after they realize they haven't paid the bill. Tie-in fees, that's for new construction where somebody has to tie into an existing water or sewer line. Meter set fee, that is to set the meter at a new residence. And all that adds up to $1,196,100. And then the non-operating, that's interest that we collect on tax pool and our local accounts. Our total revenue comes to $1,201,101. Okay, the next one's down for the expenses for the different departments. Then all of that comes down, and then the non-operating expense, that's mostly our bond payment on the bond that we issued for building the sewer plant back in the 90s. We have 2 more years on that and we're done. And that will free up around $300,000 of money we've had to retain in water and sewer to back up our payment back to the bonds, and it'll free all that up once we get that paid for. But that's dropped considerably, and we got this year 1 more, and we'll be free of that. Okay, so the first budget is water and sewer.
I got a question on the sewer. On the rate.
The rate? Okay.
I'm looking at the TML magazine we get, and it gives the average water sewer rates broke down the size of the different cities. 2,000, 5,000. We're right on the water. In fact, maybe $1 or $2 less. But on the sewer, Example, 5,000 gallons, 2310 is the average for Texas, and we're 3175 is what I
On how
calculated.
many gallons?
5,000, on 10,000 gallons or 3232 is the average for Texas, we're $48 is the way
On
up.
residential?
Yes, on residential.
Okay.
On commercial, I just done 50,000 gallons, $135 is the average, and we're 203. So, there's a reason we need to be higher on sewer,
Well, for one reason, we were paying back that bond issue.
but I mean, we're still way over at the end.
Well, it's been a gradual increase over the years. The wastewater treatment plant has never paid its cost. The processing of the sewer is the most expensive. Generating water is not a big deal for us, not now. It will be down the road when we go to surface water. But the big cost has always been disposing and cleaning up the waste. And it has just increased over the years as costs have increased. We've had to try different chemicals. We've had to replace very expensive parts at the sewer plant. And it's just been a gradual increase as along with the water, it just goes up.
I just figured probably when, I think there's 140 something cities in this average or something like that, I feel what it was. But surely a lot of those cities too probably are paying back bonds and making sewer plants
And
do everything.
a lot of them charge hardly nothing for sewer also. I've looked at that, not this particular report you're talking about, but the reports in the past. Some of the smaller cities that have a really high tax base, they keep their utilities really low for their people because they offset it with their property taxes, because it might be a very wealthy, small little town, and they contribute to the water and sewer from their tax fund, and it keeps the rates a lot lower. So when you say we're high, we're probably right up there at the higher, but there's also a lot of little towns that supplement their losses in their water and sewer with their tax base.
I kind of feel like we're supplementing pretty good there too now. Also, both ends. I just wonder maybe if we could maybe look at this, at least not raising the rates this year. At least
Well,
we-
that's
we'll still be-
certainly an option.
and we'll still be way over average, even at that.
But are our cost average? I asked the auditor, and he says, for years and years, our water and sewer did not even support itself. And finally, we've got it up to the point where, yes, our water and sewer not only supports itself, we have a little wiggle room in there. And
Well, I know we've got to get that bond paid off, and I know we're already looking at.
we're already looking at doing another one.
Redoing the sewer plant, so
Yes.
it'll just be a continuous
It's going to be
thing.
a constant thing. And they're not cheap. Okay, any other questions in
Is
the
that our
water?
general average, is like 5% a year?
I'm sorry?
Is that our general average increase, 5%?
Yes. That's what we have been doing for the past, ever since we signed a contract with the water district to start borrowing the water. We had to start punching up a little at a time, so when we did get into the contract and we had to buy the water from them, we wouldn't have to charge us an outrageous amount.
Well, we look good on water, on average, on Texas.
Yeah.
Like I
But
say,
see,
we're-
right now, we don't do anything to our water but add chlorine and pump it. Once we get that surface water, it's going to go up. Because they treat it there. and
Do we
so-
know how much?
I think they guaranteed us what, $1.79 in that contract?
I don't remember what they didn't guarantee it.
I don't remember exactly what it was,
It was a
but
guaranteed price, I think, for several
For-
years.
right,
That
for
once
2
they
years.
set their, really what it's going to cost them to do it, and then maybe an adjustment.
Yeah.
yeah, but the first 2 years, we were guaranteed a certain,
But it was going to be less than what we were going to get from the state if we kept it up.
with that pig, yeah,
With a new well water regulation for that.
yeah. We'd be having to pay the state for pulling our own water out of our own wells. Any other questions?
I think we need to look at that a little more too before we actually approve it.
look at
Increase.
increase the water rate.
Yes.
We have a budget workshop scheduled for the 19th of August, and